Greetings, and welcome to the Trovian Showcase. I am Insipid Von Money Currency, your host. What do we have here? Where are we, and what are we doing? We are presently on the Saurian swamps, a land separated from time, a land before time, if one were to be so bold. A queer place, full of monsters, but not just any monsters. Dinosaurs. It is with all excitement that I present to you today's Trovian Showcase. Let us investigate. Within, we should be finding any number of very strange creatures waiting for us, and we shall hope that I can manage to tend to the task at hand. Look at them. Beautiful creatures. You notice their large fins there, yes. The distinct colorations. Fascinating. The extremely washed out color that's showing up right here. Their graceful form. That powerful lunge. Beautiful creatures. Importantly, almost nothing like anything else in this region. We've come across variations in color, size, and form, but something that distinct, that beautiful. What is this? Right here. Just a meandering creature. Full of anger, full of rage, but all the same, so distinct from that which we encounter in the other biomes. I adore it. I could not be more pleased with encountering this creature right here, right now. What do we have here? What are these? These appear to be some kind of air vent. And we know for certain that they are capable of launching a person. However, where do they come from? Where do they go? Where do they come from? We must know. Coming on down here. Well, goodness. Seems there's an entirely additional layer to these biomes. There is the upper echelon, no doubt. But herein... Oh, this little fellow seems angry. Sir, could you explain yourself to me? You are wielding some kind of rudimentary club. Very fine. But you seem to be the angry mix of a toucan and a penguin. Yes, your bottom is quite large for the rest of your body. If you look closer, there seems to be a kind of segmentation, almost like an ant. But definitely not an ant. I've encountered ants. Yes, I've encountered ants before. They don't beat me with clubs. Coincidence? I think not. Again, we have the air vents, so a means by which to travel from the lower sections to the upper sections. Very fine. However, we are more interested in checking out this little dungeon right here. It seems we may have an entire den of the toucan penguin creatures. How strange that they would have evolved to have rudimentary tools and such a violent disposition. Who are we fighting here? The avian tribal shaman. They call them avian, but they are very clearly flightless, which, again, does recommend the notion that they are a penguin variant. But this region is quite tropical, so it doesn't really fit quite as easily as it could otherwise. One might assert that they are another variation of flightless bird, perhaps an emu or an ostrich. But again, the long neck does not appear present here. Perhaps a kiwi of some sort, a penguin-kiwi mix. I don't know either of those birds to be particularly violent or tool-using. However, as ever and always, it is a pleasure to get to view them. Let's go ahead and observe the architecture briefly. These are not ice, they are simply coloration cubes. Seems to be some kind of decoration here, indicating a level of intelligence and art use. Very nice. Radiant shard pieces. Is this some kind of tomb? or a bed, perhaps. No throne, but a royal sarcophagi? Interesting. More of the decoration pieces. An incomplete pillar, all things considered. Now, that might be a matter of it simply being somewhat crude in its construction. Perhaps. But more so, I think it's just important that we remove these ongoing threats. We can take samples and otherwise present our findings to the Anthropological Society. Very good. Yes. Marvelous work, everyone. Yes, trophies to take back to the club. Magnificent creatures. Dangerous. Fast. Incredibly powerful. Lethal. The only thing that surpasses their beauty is my desire to destroy each and every last one of them. How could we, as a people, as a society, a very way of being, survive the continued existence of something so much more vastly capable than ourselves? Look at it! Look at the rate at which they multiply. Maybe perhaps this is some kind of mating ritual that we've stumbled across. Look at them! Their numbers grow ever so. And it appears that the ion cannon bastards may be in league with them. You see? Do you see the sheer numbers that they have produced just in these last few seconds? Dr. Grant's concerns were well placed. Having a T-Rex present in this manner, horrifying. We see this entire crowd, a crowd of them, before us. And the matriarch, clearly the large female here, is just pooping out T-Rexes. T-Rex poop. I'm sure we've all been there, had our poopy T-Rexery. Just the worst. Have you ever just not felt quite as fresh as you could be? T-Rexes just getting pooped out left and right. I'm sure you understand. Oh, goodness. I'm sure you understand. Well, as it stands, I feel we have no choice. It is the only merciful act. These creatures, spawning at this rate, would easily remove the available resources in this biome in minutes. And they would have no choice but to spread to other biomes. Putting them down is the merciful thing to do. It has come that in our exploration of this biome, we have encountered a very interesting situation, wherein we have these small spirits here, but also this beautiful creature. Look at you. Look at the tail fin. Rather marvelous. And then this dinosaur here. I have not seen anything of this sort. There's two of them. They have me surrounded. You see them? Yes. Excellent coloration. Orange back stripe with brown wings. Really quite stunning. Quite stunning. It would be explained quite easily as a matter of camouflage. The brown earth and green foliage would allow them to remain quite unseen at a distance. Truly, the mark of a hunter. If it were not for the side-placed eyes, one would think it so. Perhaps they are more of a scavenging species. We shall have to investigate further. In the time being, we are obliged to leave no survivors. As I was saying, in our exploration of this region, we have encountered quite the structure. It would appear to be almost a fortress. Now, we've encountered rudimentary structures up until this point. However, to find something so thoroughly walled would indicate a civilization. Now, if there is a civilization to be found here, I believe we are obliged to introduce ourselves. Hello, sir! You appear to be a froggy bastard who is now trying to beat me to death. Well, that makes this mostly awkward for you. Because it's not going to work, generally speaking. Marvelous. Now, these frog-like creatures are obviously very, very cunning in terms of having walls, having guards in place, and, quite notably, having defensive mechanisms, these fireball turrets, placed in strategic locations for the defense of their structure. Marvelous. Very impressive. It is a shame that communication has so quickly broken down and that we are not able to more readily speak. It does appear that they have a main thoroughfare that has a bit of overgrowth. It would be very fascinating to find out if they had a primary road for entry. This does not appear intentional. This appears that they have significant maintenance issues in terms of their ability to maintain these facilities. It is a shame. These appear quite stunning. Again, however, there does not appear to be any kind of primary thoroughfare for entering under normal circumstances. Now, I'm not sure if that would have occurred under more isolationist circumstances, wherein they would have attempted to seal themselves off, or, alternatively, if there was some alternative entrance by which they might have entered the facilities from somewhere else. Here, it is becoming quite clear that we have underground channels whereby they might have engaged in travel. Now, I believe we are most obliged to explore these channels briefly, if nothing else. Let's go and just have a little look around. Yes. Exquisite architecture. If seen at its heyday, I am certain that it would be truly a stunning masterpiece. These catacombs could easily be considered one of the many wonders of the Trovian world, and I think it's as ever a shame that we must witness them at this phase of their existence. There is truly so much more we could have enjoyed and seen of these regions under better times, better circumstances. That doesn't appear to be working at all. Not exactly designed for ship travel, it would seem. Perhaps a smaller vessel would have been appropriate, and perhaps they may have smaller vessels of their own that they would use for such affairs. This is an interesting chamber, rather set aside, sequestered even, filled with fire, however. I was thinking perhaps that it might have been some kind of birthing chamber or storage space. However, the fire, yes, the fire is a dead giveaway. Yes. I'm not sure about you, but my storage spaces, not filled with fire, not even remotely. The amount of fire that I fill my storage spaces with, significantly less. Oh my. Now again, storage space-ish, a large chamber, but more importantly, it appears to be rather extensively aflamed. That lava does not appear to be falling in a fashion. Yes, that is definitely lava. I believe I may have nudged the lava into action. In terms of design decisions, I'm not sure that lava curtains are the way I would have gone. Typically, a curtain is meant to reduce light from the outside. And to be fair, molten rock does not allow a great deal of light through. However, as you may have noted, things that are on fire tend to be a little bit bright. Now, if I was going with curtains, I might have gone with something closer to, say, water. But, it is a very stunning feature for the room. And if it had actually gone all the way to the ground, very pretty. But it doesn't appear to be so. Otherwise, to attempt and assess the purpose of a chamber of this size, style, and nature, its grandeur and mechanization would indicate to me something of a ceremonial space. The number of positions available for practitioners, the rather great lengths gone to for aesthetics, in addition to the fact that the room otherwise appears to have zero functionality. Oh, the design on the ceiling is really quite impressive. I like that. That pleases me aesthetically, no doubt. And that truly is one of the measures of a society. How much effort is put into things that do not serve a purpose. If we were looking at a purely practical race, a space such as this would never exist. This serves no truly practical purpose. The amount of effort, time, and resources put into it are extensive and are not specifically being invested towards survival. It is truly intriguing, then, to know that this society lost something. It is typically thought that to go from a echelon state to a state of degradation, that a necessary resource would have been lost. They clearly have their water supply, heat, plenty of trees. So again, that nature, not likely. Outside invaders are typically the other speculation, which I would note is very likely. As you may have noted, in the process of our exploration, there has been zero treasure lying about. There are several structures we've encountered as part of the Trovian showcase, wherein they have piles of gold, resources, gems, and other materials on display, almost. And here, for such a large facility, not a single coin, not a single drop of gold, not one gem to be seen. Who were these people? Why have they turned into bipedal frogs? We may never know. This has been Insipid Von Money Currency, and you have been watching the Trovian Showcase. Please join us next week for the next installment of Anthropological Science.